Hi, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be making a fanny pack, an embroidered fanny pack. And I've already pre-cut my pieces, and the first things you'll need to cut are 9" by 6.5" pieces for the front and the back. I cut one of the outside and the liner. I'm using canvas fabric for my liner. If you don't have canvas fabric, you could maybe possibly cut up a bag that you don't use, like a reusable shopping bag. I'm using denim. If you want to make a denim one, you can cut up a pair of old jeans if you have a pair on hand, or any kind of fabric you'd like. So these are 9" by 6.5. I'll have the measurements down in the description. And then you also need some strips cut out that are 2" wide of the canvas and the denim, or the outside fabric, 2" wide by 12" long. You'll need 4 sets of those. And then you'll need these little pieces. These are just scraps, but they're 2" wide, and they're about 2" long. They don't have to be exact. And then you'll need a zipper that is, I think this is 14 inches. 14" long zipper. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. 12, 13, 12" zipper, I guess, 12" zipper. And then for the sides for the straps, what I did was I cut out 2 pieces of canvas and 2 pieces of denim. And what I did was for this, I'll show you, I cut out a piece that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7" long. Oops, I'm not showing you everything. 7" long, and I went and just went like a peak, like for a triangle. These don't have to be precise, but the end here needs to be 1¼ inches when it's folded. So you're going to be like that for measurements when it's folded. So you'll need 2 of those of each. And then you'll need a hook, I don't know what these are even called. Clasps. And this. I didn't have the color I wanted for the strap or the buckles, but, and then I thought, well, if I have an old purse or old, you know, anything really that would have one of these that I didn't want, I was actually going to take one off those. So these are pretty cheap to buy. And then you'll need some webbing. This is 1" wide. And I cut one piece 4 inches. And this piece is about 42 inches. But this, again, it depends on like if you want to make it for a child or for an adult. Size doesn't really matter, but it's nice to cut extra large to begin with. So those are all the things you'll need to get started. And the first thing I'm going to do is embroider my design onto the front piece. So the first thing I have to do is switch to a zipper foot. And I'm going to be sewing the fabric down each side of the zipper. You can sew both sides on at once like this, but I like to do it individually. I find I'm more accurate that way without pinning it. And I'm going to open the zipper up. I'm stitching as close as I can to the zipper. You can feel it. It's pretty much right along this edge. Sometimes it's tricky to get that through. Now I'm going to go out down the other side. And you can just feel like where the zipper is, and you're just going to stitch right down there. When you're doing this course, make sure that your needle's down as far as it can go and just lift up the pressure foot. I'm going to go and press this side. So I'm just going to, now that I press that side, I'm just going to stitch that real quick. If anyone knows a trick on how to do this, I would love to hear about it. Okay, so now that I have both sides stitched together, I need to sew some ends on each zipper. This is too wide. We're going to cut this back, but it was just easier to sew with wider pieces. So each end, because we want to stitch a piece here to cover each end of the zipper. So we're just going to put a piece on each side. Making sure that the right side comes out. Make sure they match up. And I'm going to switch now to regular foot. And the pieces here, so we want to sew on this side. And I like to go over this a bit twice. And then this side. Now this side's a little tricky because we want to keep these sides really close. These pieces are, I think they're 2 inches wide by 2 inches. No, they can't be square, but they're about 2 inches wide and they're about 3 inches long. So now that I have the zipper all prepared and the sides sewn together, I have cut everything to be 2 inches wide, and I ended up cutting these to be about 1.25 inches long on each side. It doesn't really matter yet for the side length, and I'll show you later why. So now I'm just going to start pinning these to the main part of the fanny pack, and I've marked the centers, so that's where we're going to start. And to make it easier to go around the corners, we're going to snip right at the corner, just a little bit, and it'll go over nicely. So I'm going to leave this open, and then we're going to attach that later. I'll be right back. So I thought my camera was recording and it wasn't, so I just want to quickly fill you in. So we had left a little bit open here. We had sewn all the way around and left about 2-3 inches open here. And what we did was, bring everything over, folded it like this to make it the perfect length, pressed it, and then sewed up the seam there and then sewed that across so it fit perfectly across. And now we have to add the straps, where we're going to put the straps, and they've already been stitched out, turned right side out and trimmed and pressed. I'm just eyeballing it to see, to make them the same on each side. These straps out of the way. We have to leave the zipper open anyway so we can turn it right side out after. And I did not center mark this side, so we're gonna have to wing it. Then we're going to clip the ends again. So it lays flat. So now I'm going to go and stitch around the edge. So I finished stitching the other side, and before I did that, I cleaned it up and I actually serged all the edges to make them neat. You could, if you don't have a serger, just maybe do a tight zigzag all the way around. And then I pressed the edges the best I could. And now all we have left to do is the strap. So this side of the strap, doesn't matter which side, but one side I cut the strap to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 inches long. And I'm just gonna burn the edge so it doesn't fray. And then I'm gonna take this half of the buckle and I'm just gonna go like that. And we're gonna be sewing that on there. Put that on. And then this side, make your strap as long as you want. I cut this to be, this one happens to be 37 inches. So the first thing I do, I have to make sure that the strap is not twisted, and I'm going to put this piece on first. And then I'm going to be adding this piece. Then you put it in like that. And you're gonna, so you put it in like that, and then you're going to bring it down to there, to the other part. You're going to loosen that. Put that together. And then these pieces here that I just put through, I'm going to be stitching that together. Be right back. So now I've stitched this piece to the back and this piece, and then your fanny pack is ready. Once we get rid of all these threads, there you have it. And then you can adjust the waist as big as you want, as small as you want. So thank you for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any comments or suggestions, I'd love to hear from you. And please like and share and subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate it. I have a lot of great ideas planned. My next couple ones will be a crossbody bag and some screen printing.